A DSLR camera can be a significant investment, and purchasing a used one can be an excellent way to save money while still getting a high quality camera. However, there are certain considerations that you should keep in mind to ensure that you are making a smart and informed purchase. My name is Ronak with editingcorp.com, and in this video, I'll share some of the things you should consider before buying a used DSLR camera. From checking the camera's condition and shutter count to examining the sensor and lens mount, I'll give you all the essential information you need to make an informed decision when purchasing a used DSLR camera. Whether you are a beginner or a professional photographer, this video will provide you with valuable insights that will help you make a well-informed purchase decision. So stick around and learn how to make the most of your used DSLR camera purchase. Point number 1. Know your requirements. When buying a used DSLR camera, it's important to consider your photography requirements. What type of photography do you plan to do, and what features do you need in a camera? This will help you narrow down your options and choose a camera that's best suited to your needs. For example, if you plan to shoot landscapes or architecture, you might want a camera with a wide-angle lens. If you plan to shoot sports or wildlife, you might need a camera with a fast continuous shooting mode and a long telephoto lens. If you are a beginner, you might want a camera that's easy to use and has automatic mode. If you are more experienced, you might want a camera with manual controls that allow you to have more creative control over your images. Once you have identified your requirements, you can start researching different camera models that meet your needs. This will help you narrow down your options and make a more informed decision when it comes to buying a used DSLR camera. Point number 2. Research. When buying a used DSLR camera, it's important to research the camera model before making a purchase. This will give you an idea of the camera's capabilities, features, and any potential issues to look out for. One way to research a camera model is to read reviews from other photographers. This can give you a sense of how the camera performs in different shooting conditions and whether it's reliable. Another way to research a camera model is to look up its specifications and compare them to your requirements. This will help you determine whether the camera has the features you need and if it's a good fit for your photography style. You can find specifications on the manufacturer's website or on third-party websites that specialize in camera gear. DSLR cameras can last for years if they are well maintained, which brings us to our point number 3, checking the shutter count. The shutter count of a camera refers to the number of times the shutter has been activated to take a photo. It is an essential factor to consider when buying a used DSLR camera because it can give you an idea of how much the camera has been used and how much life it has left. Most DSLR cameras have a rated shutter life, which is the number of actuations the camera is expected to handle before the shutter starts to wear out. For example, a Canon EOS 5D Mark IV, which I am using right now, is rated for 150,000 actuations, while a Nikon D50 is rated for 200,000 actuations. To check the shutter count, you can use software tools or online resources that are designed to read the shutter count data from the camera's metadata. You can find links in the description below. If the camera's shutter count is close to or exceeds its rated life, it's a sign that the camera may need a shutter replacement soon. This can be an expensive repair, so it's important to factor in the cost when deciding whether to buy a used camera with a high shutter count. It's also important to note that some cameras may have a higher shutter count than others, even if they are the same model and age. This is because some photographers use their cameras more frequently than others, and the shutter count is a reflection of the camera's usage rather than its age. Point number 4. Physical condition. The physical condition of a used DSLR camera is an important factor to consider because it can affect the camera's functionality. When inspecting a used camera, there are several things you should look for to ensure it's in good condition. First, check the camera body for any signs of wear and tear such as scratches, dents, or scuffs. These can indicate that the camera has been dropped or mishandled, which can affect its performance. If you see any significant damage, it's best to avoid the camera altogether. Next, check the camera's lenses for any scratches, dust, or fungus. These issues can affect the quality of the images produced by the camera and may require expensive repairs. Additionally, check the camera's buttons, dials, and controls to ensure they are functioning properly. Test all the buttons and switches and make sure they are responsive and not stuck. Check the LCD screen and viewfinder for any cracks or scratches and ensure that they are clear and easy to read. It's also important to inspect the camera's ports and connectors such as the USB and HDMI ports to ensure they are in good condition and not loose or damaged. Check the battery compartment for any corrosion or damage and make sure the battery fits properly. Lastly, check for any accessories that come with the camera such as the charger, battery, and memory card. Make sure they are in good working condition and not damaged or corroded. Point number 5. Sensor condition. The sensor is the heart of a DSLR camera and it's responsible for capturing the images. It's crucial to ensure that the sensor is in good condition when buying a used DSLR camera because any damage or issues can affect the quality of the images produced by the camera. To check the sensor's condition, you can use the camera's built-in cleaning function to remove any dust or debris on the sensor. You can also use the sensor loupe or a magnifying glass to inspect the sensor for any scratches or damage. If you notice any significant damage or scratches, it's best to avoid buying that camera altogether, as replacing the sensor can be costly. You can also take a test shot and inspect it carefully for any visible spots or anomalies. It's important to note that some cameras may have a few spots or imperfections on the sensor that don't affect the image quality significantly. However, if you notice a large number of spots or a significant issue with the sensor, it may be best to avoid that camera. Point number 6. Battery life. Battery life is an essential factor to consider when buying a used DSLR camera because it affects how long you can use the camera before needing to recharge or replace the battery. It's important to check the battery's condition and capacity to ensure it can prove sufficient power for your needs. When inspecting a used camera's battery, the first thing to check is its physical condition. Look for any signs of corrosion or damage and ensure that it fits snugly in the battery compartment. You can also check the contacts on the battery and inside the camera for any signs of damage or wear. Next, check the battery's capacity to determine how much power it can provide. Most DSLR cameras have a built-in battery info screen that shows the current battery level and its estimated capacity. You can also use a battery tester or multimeter to measure the battery's voltage and capacity. If the battery's capacity is low, you may need to replace it, which can add to the overall cost of the camera. It's also essential to check the camera's battery life in practical use, so take a few test shots and see how long the battery lasts. Point number 7. Accessories. Accessories can include items such as lenses, camera bags, memory cards, battery chargers and other add-ons that enhance the camera's functionality. Having the right accessories can make a significant difference in your photography experience and can save you money by not having to purchase them separately. Additionally, some accessories such as lenses can be quite expensive, so purchasing a camera that comes with them can be a great deal. When inspecting a used DSLR camera, ask the seller what accessories comes with the camera and ensure that they are in good condition. It's also essential to check the battery charger to ensure it's compatible with the camera's battery and that it works correctly. Some DSLR cameras may also come with additional accessories such as lens filters, tripod stands and flash attachments. Check these accessories for any damage and ensure that they are compatible with the camera. Point number 8. Price. Price is a crucial factor to consider when buying a used DSLR camera as it determines the value you are getting for your money. When checking the price of a used DSLR camera, compare it to the current market values of similar models. Online marketplaces and camera stores can provide a good reference point for determining fair prices for used cameras. It's important to consider the camera's age, condition and included accessories when evaluating its value. If the price seems too good to be true, it's essential to exercise caution, as it may be a sign that the camera has issues that the seller is not disclosing. On the other hand, an overly high price may indicate that the seller is trying to take advantage of the buyer's lack of knowledge. It's also important to consider any potential repair cost or upgrades that may be needed after purchasing a used camera. For example, if the camera has a low shutter count but needs a new battery or lens, this may affect the value of the camera and should be factored into the price negotiation. It is recommended to research the current market value of the camera model and to set a budget based on your needs and photography goals. This can help you avoid overspending on features you don't need or underpaying for a camera that may not meet your expectations. If you have done your research and found that the price is too high, you can politely ask if the seller is willing to negotiate. Be open to compromise and willing to walk away if the price is not right for you. By following these guidelines, you can increase your chances of finding a reliable and well-functioning used DSLR camera that meets the needs and budget. Remember, a little extra effort upfront can save you time, money and frustration in the long run. Thank you for watching and I hope you found this video helpful in your search for a used DSLR camera. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.